Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Restorations and Repairs. Check it out, man. I got these ramps because a lot of times the shop, I've got 2 bays, but yeah, the shop will be full. Right now the shop is full. I got a bus over here, and I'm working on a little tricycle for my wife for her birthday. So I need to do some work on the Mirage. I'm gonna do an oil change on it. And I picked these things up. They're pretty cool looking. At first, they look like regular old-fashioned drive-on ramps. I had a set of those. You can see it in some of my older videos. Well, I passed those on to somebody else and regretted it. So I picked these up. They're regular drive-on ramps, but they have an extended lift portion. If you look right there, there is a 3-ton jack on each of those. So that increases the height that you can lift this thing up if you need to crawl underneath and get some work done. And I think it's going to be just what I needed to crawl around and get under there. Of course, ideally, you could put this thing on a concrete ground and you could use a roller and slide up underneath, but I can still crawl around underneath there. As far as the build, it's a decent little setup here. These are all nice quarter steel pieces you can see here, welded in there for traction and put into place. And it's got a nice red paint job. And this got a little lip that goes over, so when you get up onto it, hopefully you don't go driving right off the front of it. That would be bad. But yeah, and of course, like a little jack down here. So let me go ahead. I'm going to set the camera up on the tripod for a minute, and we'll drive a car up onto it. And then once we get it on there, we'll jack it up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it is ready to have a car worked on. Well, let's do it. All right, let's go grab the car, and we'll pull it up on here. First thing you're going to want to do here all right, so when you get ready to lift a car up onto this thing, first thing you're going to want to do, stop that car a little shy, and I like to set it right up on there like so. Make sure your spacing is right. All right, I think that's a winner. We'll go ahead and drive it up. And you just take it nice and slow. And that's it. Now I put the car in park, and I'm also going to throw a wheel chock behind this thing with the e-brake up, because you don't want this thing rolling back, especially as we lift it up. Right on. All right, let me lower the camera down a little bit, get a better angle, and I'll show you where we're at right now. All right, as you can see, I mean, already we could just crawl up under this thing, and we're good. I'd say with the height of the tires and everything else, we'll have access to the, well, I could do an oil change, I could do stuff like that under here, no problem as it is. The pump jacks here allow you to raise this up a whole lot higher. And I'm going to take this all the way up to max height and show you how that works. There's some safety features in here. We'll go ahead and start pumping this up. All right, and so there's safety pins, because you would never want to trust a hydraulic jack on its own. So you have these pins that come through here, and then we can lower that down onto the safeties. And that's it. So the hydraulics are not doing any of the work. This could go up even higher. I'll lift it a little higher on the other side just to show you, but give me a second and I'll do that right now. Right, take a look at that. You got plenty of clearance now, that's for sure. That's pretty cool. And so there's your two safeties. And hopefully you can see that. Those two pieces right there. So the hydraulics aren't actually holding it up. It's sitting safely in those two pins. Then you can see, I mean, that's probably an extra, well, I don't know, 7 inches maybe of lift. And holy cow, like, let me get a tape measure out here and we'll see just how far off the ground we've got it to work on. That's 25 inches to the fender well right there. That's pretty awesome. 25 inches. And of course, crawling around underneath. That guy can almost sit up right here. Now that's nice. Plenty of room to do some work under here without getting, you know, without feeling cramped, without feeling like you're right up against the engine compartment. So that's really nice. Yeah, I'm real happy with this. Think of it like drive-on ramps on steroids, because that's really what it is. Anyway, I'll leave a link to where you can get this stuff, and I'll see you next time. Take care.